Hello, readers and writers. Welcome to lesson 36 of your ELA School Away from School. I'm Mr. Driver, and I'll be your virtual teacher for today's daily lesson. We're going to continue revisiting these guiding questions. So think about, what journey does your food take before it gets to your plate? How do we make decisions about what we eat? Considering this week's article about sustainability, what journey does sustainable food take before it gets to your plate? And think about, when we make decisions about what we eat, should we think about if it's sustainable or not? These are some common questions to keep continuing to explore as we unpack the article. All right, time to get some materials out for today's lesson. You're going to need your copy of the text, What is Sustainability? Your copy of lesson number 36, and the lesson number 36 note catcher, and go ahead and grab that pencil. Go ahead and pause the video here while you make sure that you have everything needed for today. We have 3 learning targets for today's work. I can find the gist of a specific section from the text, which is common that we've been doing in the past few lessons. But also think about, I can determine the central idea of an informational text, and I can cite text-based evidence that provides the strongest support for my analysis of the text. Now, I know you guys did find the central idea and cited text-based evidence, but we're going to continue to do that because sometimes we're going to look at it in specific sections as opposed to the entire article. So think about those learning targets as we explore the second half of these sections. First, you'll be rereading What is Sustainability? For today's lesson, we will focus on that second half of reading. So with a family member, caregiver, or friend, reread the sections titled Sustainability versus Sustainable Development, Challenges to Sustainability, and Achieving Sustainability. So remember, when we think about the learning targets, we're only going to focus on that back half. As you read along, consider replaying and listening to the text read aloud from lesson 34. Go ahead and pause the video here while you return to your reading. Now that you've had a chance to look at the text again, I want you to think about a couple of things. Remember, the gist is your initial thinking about what the text is mostly about. The central message or idea is the thing that the author wants you to take away after reading the text. So what is the gist of each section? Sustainability versus sustainable development, challenges to sustainability, and achieving sustainability. Remember, one gist statement for each section is sufficient. And think about the second question, which is, what details from those sections best support your gist statement? So anytime you come up either with a gist statement or a central main idea, central idea, you want to think about what are the words or possibly sentences in that section that best support your idea. Okay, go ahead and pause the video here while you think about these questions. Now it's time to have a discussion with your family member, caregiver, or friend. Remember, the gist is what the text is mostly about. So what is the gist of each section? What makes you say that? What is the central idea that the author wants you to take away from reading the text in each section? So now we're exploring just the central idea from those sections, not the entire article, but just those small sections. Has the central idea changed since your first reading? Think about how it connects to the entire article. Go ahead and pause the video here while you discuss these. Please take out your lesson 36 note catcher. Using the lesson 36 note catcher, write the gist of the sections, sustainability versus sustainable development, challenges to sustainability, and achieving sustainability. Write down the central idea of the entire text. Use at least 2 details or evidence from the text to support your response. Go ahead and pause the video here while you complete this work. We're going to wrap up today's lesson, so think about how we did with our learning targets. Those learning targets were, I can find the gist of a specific section from the text, I can determine the central idea of an informational text, and I can cite text-based evidence that provides the strongest support for my analysis of the text. Now, we've been working on all 3 of these over the past few weeks, but continue just checking yourself and saying, like, how are you doing? Is it easier to find the gist? Is it easier to determine the central idea? And is it easier for you to find certain things that are going to back it up? Because I know every article is different every week, but we're doing a lot of the same skills, and you should always think about how you're progressing, and hopefully it's just becoming a little bit more natural, more easier for you. As a closing, share your writing with someone and tell them why you chose to write what you did. Also, remember to read a book today for 20 minutes. You can also read with a family member, caregiver, or friend. For fluency practice, please read the article from today out loud, or have an adult read the text to you while you follow along. Then practice reading the text at least 2 times on your own. Thanks for learning again. Tomorrow in lesson 37, we will use all of our learning from the week and answer text-dependent questions for our weekly quiz. Have a great rest of your day.